Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Xanthus Gaming. We're here today in Grim Dawn Forgotten Gods, a game I have been playing a lot of on stream and really enjoying. I hope you guys enjoy it too. We've been playing it with Games with Dialogue and How Very Night. If you're not aware, Games with Dialogue does have a YouTube channel. Be sure to check that out. But we're going to be playing a hardcore veteran playthrough of this game. We're going to start with a little bit of Crucible mode, and then we're going to move into the story mode and try to get as much of the lore and story as possible and see how far we can make it. So hope you guys enjoy. I will be cutting out kind of travel times and nonsense in between the exciting stuff, but you guys have to let me know what you think of the series. With that said, let's go ahead and create our character, and then we're going to get on into this. So one thing I do want to be a little bit careful of is that in Crucible mode, we're not going to start with anything. But I think we'll be okay. We just have to be kind of careful and manage our resources appropriately. And I think we'll be okay. So do we have any... Ooh, this is a new map I've never seen. It must be random. I have no gold. I have no gold. Well, that is a little bit of an issue. That is a little bit of an issue. I have no stash, I assume? Okay. I assume I can't craft anything because I have nothing, right? Yeah, okay. Well, is there a body I can flip over here? You know what? Actually, we might not be able to do this mode to start because I'm noticing I have 0 potions to start here. So I think I misspoke. Let's go ahead and do the first mission of the story, and then we're going to come back and do a little Crucible mode. That's what we're going to do. I was planning that the entire time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right, so main campaign, except single player, good, normal difficulty, but we're going to go veteran so we get more stuffs. And let's go ahead and get on into this. We're going to have some story right at the beginning here, so I'm going to shush up a little bit so you can see that. And we'll do the first quest together. We didn't get any of the story. I actually don't know why I didn't get the story there. I'll edit it in the video for you guys. Don't worry. All right. So
still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life.
How did that happen? Wait, no, what happened? How did I get here? Oh boy, it's gonna be a long road.
You were possessed. So we strung you up. Seems the spirit fled your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue.
Where can I find this captain that you speak of?
He's up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down.
Oh, Joe, you're so silly. His name's Jarvis. All right, let's keep moving, We are going to talk to this guy named John Bourbon. The captain of the town is named after an alcoholic beverage. I'm okay with that.
You're not looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally, I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable, someone with nothing to lose but a lot to gain. Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you.
You flatter me, John Bourbon. I'm expendable. You love me. You want me to kill the undead. I get it, buddy. I get it. All right, what do you want me to do?
The dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy.
I think they do.
We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the Burial Hill, just beyond town.
So,
I want you to
go to Burial Hill.
Find whatever is controlling these abominations and destroy it.
Okay, destroy the source of the abominations.
You need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'd be asking a lot of my people to welcome you with open arms too. Help us in our hour of need, and I will open Devil's Crossing to you.
I'm just going to throw this out there. If you're not trusting of me right now, and you're saying it's too much to ask for us to trust you and open the gates, then really you're going to trust me after I go kill a couple zombies? What if I want to, like, steal your children or poison your water supply or, you know, like, put apples on your head and shoot arrows at it? Who knows? You can't trust me after doing one quest, but sure, let's go do it. All right. So if we walk up this way, there's some burnt bodies. Yummy. But you can also pan your camera to the right, and I don't know if you guys can see that because my face is in the way. There, I'll move my face. There is a thing that says crudely scrawled note. I can pick that up, move my face back. Hopefully that's mostly where it's supposed to be. No, there we go. Professional here. Move my face back, and we have a lore note which we can read and will also give us experience. So it says, crudely scrawled note. Now, I ain't a decent man. I sure ain't a good at writing, but word needs to get out about this, what this place here really is. Right, so he says, this prison, it ain't like no joint I've ever been, and I've seen double my share. Men don't stay down here long neither, and some of the lads they haul in, they ain't criminals. I'd know. Moment I see a man, I can tell by his eyes if he done wrong. These boys, I see fear. I seen this warden a couple times. Big man in black armor. If you ain't no better, you'd think he was on the wrong side of the bars. Every day, he and his lackeys take prisoners out of this hut and into the yard by the dozen. They ain't never come out. Later, a wagon rolls by, and the hut rolls by the hut. It always leaves full. Shit, they killing prisoners, boys. They don't let us out of our cells no more, but I can tell there ain't much left of us. The halls are quiet. I'm the last man in my row. The others, they was taken out in yesterday's batch. I ain't asking for pity. I know my end's in that hut, but perhaps this note will be my one good deed in my pathetic life. So we got some experience for reading that note. Hope you enjoyed the beautiful narration. I'm going to set my camera back to kind of default position. Kind of like that. There's a body we can click right here for some starting gear. Some gloves that give us attack speed and defensive value. Very good. Defensive value reduces the enemy's chance to hit you, also reduces your chance to get crit, and reduces how much they crit you for if they do crit you. So all good stuff, I assure you. We should, I was going to say, we should be very close to a level since we read that note. So that helps out quite a bit. Kill these guys. I'm going to kind of scooch this way because I think a graveyard is a great place to stand. Nothing bad could happen there. I don't know what you're talking about. And we're going to go ahead and grab either Arcanist or Oathkeeper as our starting class. I think we're going to probably get about the same value out of either of them. I'll start with Arcanist because it's going to give us the ability to imbue our weapons. So mastery points down here are points you use that give you physique, cunning, spirit, health, and energy. We'll talk more about the physique, cunning, and spirit in just a moment, but those you also use to unlock your abilities. So we're going to put 1 point. That is 1 point. Put 1 point in, and that's going to unlock our first tier of abilities. It's also going to give us 2 cunning, or 2 physique, 3 cunning, 5 spirit, 18 health, and 20 energy. We're going to go and get our Iskandra's Elemental Exchange, which is going to be a toggle ability that makes our auto attacks do elemental damage. It has energy leech per second, and it converts 4% of our physical damage to elemental damage, increases our energy regeneration rate by 8%. Now, elemental damage is lightning, fire, and cold. If it says 5 elemental damage, like this ability does, then it splits it evenly between those elements. So 2 lightning, 2 fire, 1 cold, or something to that extent. If it's something that says percent increase to elemental damage, then increases lightning, fire, and cold all by whatever percent it says. It doesn't split percent increases. If it says percent elemental resist, it's the same thing. It doesn't split the resistance, it gives you the full value. So if it's straight damage, it gives a split between the elements, lightning, fire, and cold. That's what you need to know. That was nice and concise, right? All right, let's put a point in there. And Spirit and offensive ability sounds pretty good, but I think I'm just gonna get 2 points in there to make my auto attacks a little bit beefier. We don't have an auto attack replacement yet, but what we do have is that buff that we can put onto our bars, and now our auto attacks do extra damage, which is fantastic. A little bit of scrap metal there. Oh, scrap metal razor. You can see our attacks are hitting for a good chunk, and there's a second number that pops up, and that's the effect of our buff. All right, before we continue, let's talk about physique, cunning, and spirit. Physique increases your HP pool and also allows you to wear bigger and better armor, so it's really important to put on. The cunning allows you to do more damage with physical, pierce, bleed, and internal trauma. Bleed and internal trauma are both dot type damage, and it also increases your ability to land your hits and critically hit enemies. Spirit increases our flow of energy, so it gives us a bonus to magical damage and magical damage dots. It will also give us energy regeneration, straight up energy, and some health as well. But you'll notice it gives 5 health. Actually gives the same health as physique, but physique also gives health regen, so that's kind of a nice little bonus there. So we could put points into any of these. I'm gonna go with physique for now, just because I know that armor is gonna be harder and harder to equip in the very beginning stages. Might shift to something else later. It does look like that weapon was a damage upgrade. You can tell that because when I hover over it, it says plus 8 damage per second in green. So we'll put that on. And let's fight these guys. So we want to make our way through town, but as we're making our way through town, we kind of want to explore all the nooks and crannies, because this game has a lot of hidden secrets. It's a static map, but there are elements that are randomly generated. So it's the same map all the time, but sometimes there's caves in different places. Sometimes there's extra chests or extra like roadblocks or quest items or silly little things. So we want to kind of just explore around. There are some static locations that have really good weapons in this first town, so we'll kind of look for some of those. But first we go to this little side area through the boat that has higher level enemies, which will give us some very quick, easy experience. And I say quick and easy, I mean they hit really hard and it is a little bit difficult. But, you know, whatever. Let's try not to die. There's a scrap metal axe right there. Kiting into more people is obviously the wrong thing to do. Let's not die, let's not die. Constitution, restore my health, there it is. So we were saved by something called Constitution there, which is the little yellow bar by my red bar right there. And it drains and restores my health when I get out of battle. So actually I'm kind of regretting coming here a little bit. I didn't think about the fact that I don't really have much for abilities at the moment, and I have only 2 potions. We're gonna have to make really good use of these potions, and I just pulled a ton of enemies. Mistakes were made. If we can get a level where we're fighting these guys, I think it'll restore my health. But the problem is, the guys I want to kill keep getting like shuffled into the back. Can I get to you? How about you? There it is. Free level, some extra health there. We use our Constitution that was restored because we gained a level. Okay, I might have made a mistake coming here before I found any armor at all. We can back out. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, let's not die. I usually end up wandering off somewhere else and then coming back here. I didn't mean to actually click the boat there just yet. I wanted to stay just a little bit longer, because we kind of got some of these guys separated. I usually end up wandering around a little bit before I find the boat. This time I actually found it right away. So, all right. We're gonna kind of look around for a little bit of armor first, and then we'll go back there in a second. Maybe get another level or 2, you know? Having a ranged ability might help us with that too. Kiting around a little bit more. Oh, there's a a gun that's going to be a lot of damage. We're not going to use guns really, but we will right now because it'll give us a ranged attack, which will be fantastic. So that's one of the green items I was talking about. That's in a static location. It's always over here by that boat. So I guess you should always grab that before you go on the boat. Pro tip. It does look like we got some yellow armor. Right, that was from the boat, I remember. Or from the dead body, actually. Let's see if there's just anything in this little house, and then we're going to go back over there. It doesn't look like it. All right, let's go back over on the boat. And then, wait, where's the boat? It's around the corner here. We'll go back on the boat, and then we'll work on the quest. I like the boat area. I like the experience that these guys give. There's a little bit of armor right there. We can dodge these guys' damage because it's nice slow projectiles, right? Okay. Another level we can put. Let's just put another point into that, I think. Or no, let's put a few more points into our mastery. It's gonna give us a little bit of extra health. We are lacking on the health side of things, so that'll help out with that a little bit. We're just going to kind of auto-attack our way to victory at the moment. As I say, when we get another level, we'll get our first ability to speak of, which is going to allow us to clear out these guys just a little bit quicker. But first, I got to deal with the ones that I've pulled. So let's take care of that. Good little bit of stutter stepping going on here. All right. We're going to get another point there, and we're going to get our first point to Kaldor's Tempest, which does main hand damage, fire damage, and aether damage. Which, from my understanding, the main hand damage is weapon damage, and weapon damage also applies your buffs, so it should apply this as well, I think. Regardless, it does aether damage and fire damage, and those are going to be the two things that we're going to be scaling. So we're going to put, I think 2 points in there. That'll be just fine. That's going to be on our Q. Our W is going to be our shield, our charge in that we're going to use. We're going to get with our Oathkeeper when we hit 10. And there's our first ability. And you can see it does a nice job of clearing out chunks of enemies like this. And we can actually spam it as long as we have mana to spam it. So I should get into the middle of them with my force move and then just spam, really. All right. If there's only like 1 or 2 enemies, we're fine to not do the spamming. And we're going to take an upgrade later that is going to make it hit harder but have a cooldown. And that's where our Iscandials is going to kind of come in and be a key part of our build. All right, so we got a couple different white items here. That one gives us energy regen, so we're going to take that. That gives us more armor. And neither of those are better. That says it's better, but it's a melee weapon, and well, we could use the melee weapon. That's fine. We're gonna need the shield for later though, so we're gonna want to make sure we do not sell that. The shield is gonna be useful for us because we're going to be doing Oathkeeper, which is gonna have things like shield charge and stuff like that. So we want to make sure we have a shield when the time comes. So we can put in a loot filter, which is going to reduce the amount of junk we get. But at the very beginning here, we want to kind of pick up everything. So we have a journal page here. We'll read that when we get back to town, get a little bit of experience. Do it once we're in the safety of no monster land, you know? All right, spam our Tempest as much as we can. We're going to run out eventually. Oh, we got more energy back because we leveled. That's pretty sweet. And one target we can auto attack because the auto attack does more than the Tempest does. So if we have just one target, definitely a better idea to auto attack. But if we have lots of guys, Tempest for the win. All right, looks like we're a little bit slow, but we can get in the middle of these guys and just kind of Tempest away. And same thing here. It does look like I moved to the location. No, I don't. Okay. I take that back. So that axe requires 79 physique. I can't equip it. It is a damage upgrade and it's a one-hander, so we're going to get the 79 physique we need. Actually, we're going to get it mostly with the mastery here, I think. Because I want to get up to that cooldown ability. So that should give us the physique we need to use that little axe. And we can put our shield back on for more defenses. Excellent. And we just got a better shield that requires 145 physique. I don't think we're going to get to that yet. But we'll put more points into mastery on our next level, which will help us get there. We're getting a little bit of gear, a little bit of bits. Some good stuff going here. All right. That side area, I think, was definitely worth it. It was a little bit sketchy at the beginning. We went in a little bit too early, but ultimately, I think it worked out. We got up to level 5. We got some good gear. What we're going to do right now is we're going to come back onto rope. We're going to hit L to open up our portal. Doesn't cost any reagents. We can go back at any time we want to town, so we're going to go ahead and do that right now, because I would love, love, love to sell him some of this stuff back that we don't need. Make a little bit of gold, right? We'll look at those quest notes in a little bit. I want to kind of keep things moving right now. You may notice I have 4 of the same item. You may think, why are they not stacking? Well, because they're partial components. When I combine them, then they will stack. So you can see they give 5 armor on their own. I can hit this button to complete all components. Combine 3 of them into 1 that now gives 15. So it's a completed component now. Those can be put on your armor, on your jewelry, on your weapons. There's all kinds of different ones. They can also be used in crafting to craft things. We'll get into that a little bit more next episode, probably. All right. Before I go back out, I wouldn't mind just having a look here and seeing if there's anything that we can get that's going to be beneficial to us. Maybe like a weapon with attack speed. That sounds pretty good. You know what? There's actually a green weapon in town, so we're not going to worry about that. We don't have a belt. So what's that yellow belt? Gives us some health and energy. Yes, I will take it. That wasn't a belt. That was a helmet. Okay. And now we don't have enough for the belt. That's fine. Whatever. We got a nice helmet. That's fine. Same difference. Click on the red portal to go back to our own personal portal, and we can explore the town a little bit. I can scroll out the map. I want to come over this way because I believe over here there's like a side path that leads to another house with another green item. So rarity in this game is white, yellow, green, blue, purple. There's also a type of item called Monster Infrequents that only drop from specific named monsters, and those can be farmed. Outside of that, it's a global drop pool, just like Diablo, so you can get anything anywhere kind of thing. So it's just random luck. And it does appear that most items can drop at any level. There might be some endgame set stuff that doesn't drop in the early levels. I'm sure there is, actually. I just haven't made it to the end game, so I don't know that for sure, but it seems like that would be the case. This gentleman here is going to have a great sword, which we could use and would be a damage upgrade, but I know that there is a one-handed sword up here somewhere, so I'm just going to hold off on that for a moment. What we could do, I guess, is we could swap weapons, and we can just do this for now, and we can go back to our sword and board in just a minute. So this is nice, though, actually, because it makes our Tempest hit for quite a bit more. Yeah, let's go this way. It's fine. Oh, there's some stuff. So this is a backpack. It's going to have a Tomb of Mending and a food ration. Food rations will restore my constitution that's missing right there. And now I got it back, so I can restore health out of combat a little bit easier again. We're at the point where we pretty soon here want to not be picking up white items. All we need is some boots, and then we honestly don't need to see white items anymore, so we'll turn those off in just a moment. We have a little side house here. Awesome. There's another component. Components are yellow when you pick them up, like that one was. Like kind of a faded manila yellow color. That was serrated spike. which does something different, adds piercing and bleeding damage. Now, from what I gather, it's better to save most of your components for later in the game and not really use them early on. They can be used to craft some really good things later, but if you find that you just don't have what you need because you spent them on armor, it kind of sucks. So I'll probably be saving mine for the most part. That building was called Malmus Ferry. Inquire within. One of the expansions is called Ashes of Malmuth, so I wonder what that is all about. I'm excited to learn more about that as we play through the game. Alright. Does not look like there's anything over that way. So let's make our way to the west, I believe is where the house, the far west is where the house with the one-handed green item is. So we're going to be looking for that. I think there's a couple lore notes in this area as well, somewhere in here. We got some food off the bar. Questionable whether I should have eaten that or not, but that did give us back our constitution. All right, there's 2 more journal entries, and again, we'll read those when we go back to town. That's how we'll end out the episode, I think. One-handed ranged weapon, nice. Excellent. And so we'll end with story time with Xanthus. Alright, so there's going to be an elite in this area as well, I believe, and there's a quest to kill him. I don't know if I do it early if it gives me credit, but we're going to probably do it because he'll drop some good stuff for us. He should be right here at the hanging tree. There he is. Doesn't name monster, Barog the Bloodied, he is always there. He's the very first like named monster / elite that you fight. He's pretty BA, but he is basically a loot pinata. When he dies, he drops a little like white glowy orb thing that's floating in the air right there. When you click on that, it gives you a bunch of loot. It's pretty cool. All right, so we got some good stuff. It looks like we got a yellow one-hander, which is actually downgrade, but it does fire % damage and burn %. And remember, our elemental thing does apply fire damage, so that should help that out a little bit. Slight upgrade on gloves. Not bad. We're gonna still use that 2-hander until we get that green, though. A little bit of a letdown there on that guy's loot, but that's okay. This is Stanley's general store. Looking around, a couple things we can break. There we go. A little bit of extra iron bits early on. Iron bits are in short supply, so we can get some extra by just grabbing things like that. Again, we can go back to town as often as we need, so we're not worried about that. This door is blocked this time around, so we're going to run out and down and up and around. Over this way, behind the store, over the bridge to grandmother's house we go. There'll be a section of insects and stuff over here. You can see that I do leave a burn effect on them with that ability sometimes. A little bit of extra damage ticking away. Okay, looks like over here is the bridge that we can walk across. Checking up at the mini-map there. I can make the mini-map bigger by clicking that little button down here by my energy bar. I can also make it go away completely, so if you accidentally do it, click that button to get it back. Alright. We're working our way up. Having a look at the town, we're on to the second section of town. I believe there are 3 sections of this little town. This is a rift gate. This gives us our waypoint, so we can fast travel here and back quite easily, which is wonderful. I kind of want to go over to the right here first, because I think that's where that axe is. And I'd really love to get that. It looks like we got some crazy stuff going on here. Notice that those enemies are fighting each other because they are different factions and they hate each other. It's kind of one of those cool things. You come across enemies fighting each other in this game sometimes, which is very unique and very cool. I really like that little touch to this game. Looks like this is another elite up here. Or no, this is the cave. Is this actually the cave we need to go into? No, this is not. Okay. Did I think the axe was in that building. I missed it. That's okay. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. All right, Burial Hill. This is actually the cave we need to cleanse, I think. There are some aether crystals that we can get up and around that hill there, which we probably want to do. Aether crystals are used in crafting and are precious commodities. We got one there for killing that thing. Now you'll notice that things like crafting components and bits are automatically being picked up for me. Little quality of life thing with the Grim Eternals mod. If you want to download it and use it for yourself, I'll put it in the video description down below. It's also how I got the health bars to show up above the enemy's heads at all times. Love it. It drove me crazy. Sadly, one of the main reasons I didn't play this game for the longest time was no health bars. That, and I didn't think the end game was good enough. And they beefed both those up in the most recent 2 expansions. So super duper duper excited now to really dig into this game. We'll still play Diablo and stuff. Maybe not quite as much as before. I think we might start transitioning a little over to Grim Dawn. I'm really enjoying it. But we'll still play both. Okay. So that was actually named Elite. This is not the cave I needed to go into for the main quest, so that's good. Or was it? Is it? Hold on. There should be a shrine. Oh no, this is it. Because there's a shrine over there, it looks like. Okay. I'm like kind of confuzzled. Yeah, this is the place. Yeah, okay. This is our first devotion shrine. Devotions are super important. They are a second talent tree, similar to Path of Exile's passive tree or Wilson's passive tree, but it's also a lot different. It's kind of its own little system, but it's a really great system for customization. So we click this, we offer an Aether Crystal, which we've been gathering, and it gives us a devotion point along with some gear. We are unfortunately full on gear, so we're going to go back to town, sell, and come back for that stuff. We're also going to be able to complete the quest, so we'll talk to him real quick. Yeah, let's sell first. Hey, we can see, again, we're being limited on what we can wear. I don't think we really do a whole lot of Frostburn damage at the moment, so that's not really a concern for us. Frostburn is the dot effect that Cold can apply, but we don't really have anything that's applying it. Maybe our auto attacks with the Scandials, but I think it's kind of a non-factor. We did get some more points here, so let's go and put cooldown on our main ability. We can no longer spam it, so now we gotta kind of go back and forth between auto attacks and that, but it does hit a lot harder. You can see it has a 5-second cooldown now. So, but it hits a lot harder now. It hits for an extra 75% damage, 175% damage. It'll also knock them down for a second and a half, so it gives you a little reprieve in the damage window, kind of a little mini stun, if you will. Our physique is at 102. I think I'm going to put some more mastery points in, try to get down to Arcane Will, because I think that's a pretty good ability. Plus, it's going to get our physique up so we can wear our shield sooner. Okay, let's talk to this guy, see what the story is.
The dead attacks have slowed and their numbers are thinning. I take that as a sign that you've dealt with the source?
Yes, I have killed the Reanimator.
A creature was doing this?
Yep.
Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover.
I will do that.
I need some time to plan our strategy. In the meantime, there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors. Kasparov, our resident scientist, is really eager to speak with you. He babbled some nonsense, but I believe he wants to talk about your connection with the Ethereals.
Okay.
Barnabas, our handyman, said he needed help with our water pump.
Okay.
When you're done assisting them...
Oops.
I need some time to plan our strategy.
I'll speak to them. So this guy up here is the scientist, and he's going to want to do some experiments on us. He's going to need Aether Crystals, which we've been collecting. I don't think I have enough. I think he needs 5.
I saw you fighting the dead out in Lower Crossing, and I dare say you were absolutely brilliant. Evidently, cutting you off that noose was the best decision the captain made that day. Ah, where are my manners? Yep. I'm Kasparov, scientist and inventor. What brings you to my humble shop?
Hello, crazy Russian inventor.
Rift gates, yes. The ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a human, possessed or otherwise, pass through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There's something about you that is attuned to the rift gates, and I intend to replicate it.
So basically, these rift gates that we can open and go through, no one else can actually go through them. So we're very special in that way. He wants to figure out how to replicate that so other people can travel through them. That's cool.
You don't remember anything, do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold.
Oh my.
It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious. It appears that your body is still teeming with residual aether energies. Don't worry, you won't be growing any new limbs. Probably. But I'm going on tangents
Probably.
here. I believe that with a correctly tuned pulse of aether energy, we can replicate this phenomenon in a controlled manner, as in without the need for pesky possession.
Cool.
I've been working on just the device to do it, but it needs power. For that, I require aether crystal fragments.
So he's going to tell us we can find them around.
You'll be looking for
Yep.
large formations of crystals with an unnatural green glow. They are strewn about the landscape now.
All right, we've seen those. We've already killed them. We know what they are. All right, so he wants us to bring back 4 aether crystals. We have 3, not quite enough, but if we come back to where we're doing our quest, we pick up the gear that's still there, and we go outside, there are some more that we can blow up and get access to. Let's see. That sword might be better than what we're using. It is indeed, but doesn't have the 15% fire modifier. Our fire damage is 60, so it's like 8 or... That's like 8. 8 to 12 damage, so it's going to be about the same. We'll stick with what we got. It's late at night. It's like 2:30 in the morning. Maths are hard at 2:30 in the morning. Okay, don't judge me. So let's go and kill these guys. Let's test out our new upgraded ability. Boom. It just hit for 178. It was hitting for like 60 before. Look at that nonsense. And it knocks enemies down, which is kind of cool. That's pretty good. It actually hits for more than our auto attack now, which is great. We will be beefing up our auto attack though, and we can only do it every so often. So now there's a reason to auto attack. We can't just spam the ability, right? We do want to keep in mind that we want to save it for when we're really properly surrounded like that and get the most value out of it. Okay, there's our last aether crystal that we needed. Wonderful. Wonderful. Lots of enemies here. I bet we can get them nice and like grouped up on top of us, eh? What do you guys think? Can we weaken them up and get them nice and grouped up? Come on, hit me. Oh, that felt good. Beautiful. All right. And there's another aether crystal. Very nice. And we should have another one right here. There we go.